Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. In fourth part, we are going to study different methods of soil stabilization. First method, mechanical stabilization. Second one, cement stabilization. Third one, lime stabilization. Fourth one, bitumen stabilization. Fifth one, fly ash stabilization. Sixth one, chemical stabilization. Seventh one, stabilization by heating. Eighth, stabilization by freezing. And ninth, stabilization by grouting. Okay, all these nine methods are going we are going to study in details. Okay, first one method is mechanical stabilization. In mechanical soil stabilization is carried out without adding any chemical or admixture. Okay, it involves addition or removal of soil component. In this method we add some constituent which is not available in soil and which is required to improve the soil stability. Okay, this ingredient we are going to add in this method, this may or may not be required. Okay, in some condition this is required, or in some condition this may be not required. After this, it involves compaction by mechanical means. In this method, compaction is carried out by mechanical means. Okay, there are three methods of compaction as studied in detail in last part: rolling, ramming or damping, and vibration. Okay, rolling equipment are as follows: smooth wheel roller, pneumatic roller, ship foot roller. Ramming equipment are dropping wet type, pneumatic type, internal combustion engine type. Okay, vibrating equipments are dropping wet type, pulsating hydraulic type. All these equipments are studied in part 3. Okay, in this part we are not going to study all these equipments in details. Okay, now advantages of mechanical stabilization. First advantage, basic properties are retained. In this method, basic properties of soil are to be retained. Second advantage, economical. This method is economical because no admixtures required. That's why this is economical. Simple to carry out. This is a simple method to carry. Okay, rapid, construction can be immediately started. This method is rapid and construction can be immediately started on that soil. Okay, fifth advantage, causes considerable improvement in soil properties. This cause considerable improvement in soil properties. Soil property will improve by considerable amount. Okay, disadvantages of mechanical stabilization. First disadvantage, effective up to a certain extent. This method is effective up to a certain limit. Okay, not suitable for all type of soils. This method is not suitable for all the type of soils. Okay, required special equipment in the for mixing of missing ingredient. This requires some special equipment. Okay, that's why this is a disadvantage, required special equipment. Okay, if required special equipment, that will cost more. Okay, next point, factors affecting stabilize and strength of mechanical stabilization. Factors affecting stabilization or strength of mechanical stabilization. First one, grading of material. Size, particle size, grade of material is a important factor. Second factor is compaction of material. How much and which equipment is used for compaction is also effect on strength or stabilization of soil. Okay, after that, presence of salt. Salt is present or not also effect on stabilization. Okay, next point, properties of soil and aggregate. Properties of soils and aggregate also effect on stabilization. Okay, stabilization or strength of soil. Okay, next method of stabilization, lime soil stabilization. Okay, In this method, it is effective in case of plastic clay. This method is effective only for plastic clay soil. Okay, slack lime, that is CaOH, is found very effective in such soil. In that soil, plastic clay soil, slack lime is found, and which gives, actually slack lime gives the plasticity to the clay soil. Okay, this method is suitable and used for stabilizing road bases and subgrades. This method is suitable for construction work of roads, subgrades, and subbases of base course. Okay, lime is either used along with fly ash, bitumen, or cement, or alone. In lime stabilization, only lime is also used for stabilization, or it will mix with fly ash or bitumen or cement for improving the soil properties. Okay, the percentage of lime required for coarse grained soil is 2% to 8%. Percentage for lime for coarse grained soil is 2% to 8%, and 5% to 10% for plastic soil. For plastic soil, it is 5 to 10% required, and 2 to 8% for coarse grained soil. This percent is lime, okay, of total soil weight. The action of lime consists of two mechanisms. This action takes place in two mechanisms. First mechanism, it has a cementing action and binds the soil particles together. Okay, lime has a cementing property, it binds the material. Okay, soil properties together, soil particles together. Then, and second action is the nature of absorb moisture layer over the particle changes, decreasing the plasticity index and thereby increasing strength. Okay, in this second action, absorb water layers or the particle charge decrease the plasticity. Okay, and that will help to increase the strength of that soil. Okay, next point, advantages of lime stabilization. First advantage, it is a cheap. Okay, easily available of availability of lime. Lime is easily available. Okay, expert supervision is not required, not needed. Okay, expert supervision not required for this stabilization. See, this is a simple stabilization method. Okay, disadvantages of lime stabilization. First disadvantage, no drastic alteration in properties. Lime do not change the drastic drastic alteration in properties of soils. Okay, second disadvantage, suitable only for plastic clay. This method is suitable only for plastic clay, not for coarse soils. Okay, next, factors affecting lime soil stabilization. Which factors affect on lime soil stabilization? First factor is type of soil. Okay, second, lime content, percentage of lime, amount of compaction, type of compaction, curing. Okay, and last one, additives. Which additives are used also affect on lime soil stabilization. Okay, this is lime soil stabilization. Next stabilization method, cement stabilization. In cement stabilization, what is cement stabilization? In stabilization, cement is used for stabilizing soil, is known as cement soil stabilization. Okay, the cement action is the result of chemical reaction of the cement with silicon present in soil during the process of hydration. Okay, cement action is the reaction result of chemical reaction. Okay, cement, when added cement in soil and water, then at that time there is chemical reaction, which reaction is takes place with silicon which is present in soil. Okay, at the time of hydration reaction, this happens in non-cohesive and coarse grained soil. This only happens in non-cohesive and coarse grained soils. Almost all inorganic soils can be stabilized by this method. Okay, all inorganic soil are stabilized by using this method. This is a simple. Organic matters and sodium sulfate, if present in the soil, causes difficulties for cement stabilization. If soil contains organic matter and sodium salts, then this will affect on stabilization of soil. Okay, cement stabilization of soil. If the soil cement water mixture is mixed truly, a better soil cement is obtained. If the water, cement and soil are mixed together in proper mixture, then it will give a good quality soil or fully stabilized soil. Okay, mixing must be discontinued when hydration start. We have to stop the mixing when hydration takes place. Okay, the strength is acquired due to hydration reaction, and hence curing by keeping moist should be done at least for 7 days. In this cement stabilization, we have to carry out the curing. What is curing? Curing means providing water to complete the hydration reaction of cement. Okay, for curing we have to keep soil moist for 7 days. Okay, the approximate amount needed for different type of soils are: for gravel it is required 5 to 10% cement, for sand it is 7 to 12%, for silt it is 12 to 15%, for clay it is 12 to 20%, right? After this point, advantages of soil cement stabilization. Okay, first advantage, large increase in strength. Due to cement have a binding property, and this will give increase in strength in large amount. Okay, second advantage, very useful for loose soil and non cohesive soil. This is helpful for loose soil and non cohesive soil, because cement has a binding property, and these cement bind the loose soil and non cohesive soil particles. Okay, permanent solution, this is a permanent solution. Disadvantages of soil cement stabilization: first disadvantage is not useful for clay, organic soil and expensive soils. Okay, this method is not used. Cement soil stabilization is not used for clay, organic soils or expensive soils. This method is costly because cement have cost. Okay, more complicated procedure. This method is complication. This method have some complication because we have to mix soil with cement and water. After mixing it, we have to place the soil at that place. This process requires some time and complications. Okay, that's why this is a disadvantage. Okay, next, factors affecting soil cement stabilization: type of soil, okay, quantity of cement, percentage of cement, that is mixing of ingredient, how ingredient are mixed. After that, compaction, type of compaction, amount of compaction also affect curing, and last one, additives, addition methods. Okay, next stabilization is bitumen stabilization. For pavement construction, this method is the best. Bitumen stabilization is used for pavement construction, road pavement construction. Bitumen stabilization are used. Tar and asphalt is used in this method. For bitumen stabilization, tar and asphalt are commonly used material. These are bitumen materials with very high viscous and for proper mixing with soil. Okay, tar and asphalt are a very high viscous material. That's why this will help for mixing with soil and easily mix with soil. The viscosity is decreased by heating, emulsifying by cut back process. Okay, this viscosity will be decreased by heating, emulsifying by cut back process. Okay, when these bitumen material are added, they imparts cohesion and reduce water absorption. Okay, when this bitumen is mixed with water, sorry, mixed with soil, this will imparts cohesion, cohesion force, and it will reduce the water absorption. Okay, thus either the binding action or waterproofing action or both are responsible for increasing strength. In bituminous stabilization, due to binding action or due to waterproofing. Strength of the pavement will be increased. Okay, bitumen stabilization is classified in following types. First type, sand bitumen stabilization. Okay, bitumen plus sand is used for soil stabilization. Soil bitumen stabilization, waterproofing mechanical stabilization. And last one, oil earth stabilization. Advantage, what are the advantages of bitumen stabilization? First advantage is very useful for road subgrade waterproof structures. This method is suitable for road subgrade of road waterproofing structures. Okay, durable for years, its life is more. Okay, cheaper than soil cement stabilization. This method is cheaper than soil cement stabilization. Okay, disadvantages of bitumen stabilization: very useful for road subgrade, effective for only some soil types. This method is effective only for some type of soils, not useful for foundation. This cannot be used for foundation. Waterproofing rather than strength enhancing is achieved. Okay, this method gives waterproofing, okay, and strength enhancing. Okay, factors affecting soil bitumen stabilization. Which factors affect on soil bitumen stabilization? First factor is type of soil. Second, amount or quantity of bitumen, amount and quantity of bitumen. Mixing, compaction, curing, addition. Quantity and quality also affect, okay, of bitumen. Next, stabilization, fly ash stabilization. Fly ash is a waste material formed due to combustion of material like coal. Okay, due to coal combustion there is a ash formation which is used for fly ash stabilization. It possesses a difficulty for disposal. Okay, this fly ash possesses some difficulty for disposal. When used in soil stabilization, its action is twofold. Okay, it is useful in soil stabilization. It forms filler or pozzolana material. This material is formed which is used for filling or as a pozzolana material. It hydrates, forming cement like gel. Okay, fly ash by itself is a rarely used in soil stabilization. Fly ash is rarely used for soil stabilization. Rather, it is used in combination with other methods as an admixture to enhancing stabilization. Okay, fly ash is used in other methods for enhancing stabilization process. For enhancing the stabilization process, fly ash is used. Okay, advantages of fly ash stabilization: eco-friendly as helps in recycling of fly ash. This is eco-friendly method because we are using fly ash which is we have to which is byproduct of coal combustion. Okay, this method is simple, it is cheap and rapid method. Okay, fly ash stabilization is a rapid method, cheap, cost is required less, simple. This method is simple. Okay, disadvantages of fly ash stabilization: first, cement be used as a stand-alone method. Okay, first disadvantage, cement be used as a stand-alone method, we don't require fly ash. Okay, enhance, it's is not substantial, enhancing property is not a substantial. Okay,